This is how I made £23,000. Let's get straight into the analysis. So as we can see on the daily time frame, we have been very bearish. Price was forming lower highs and lower lows continuously to the downside. However, we were approaching this clean, unmitigated level of demand. I must have been at the gym because I missed out when price initially tapped into here. So what I did was I dropped in time frame. Let's drop straight to the 1 hourly and let's take a look at price action and what's been going on. So first and foremost, we identified that we have tapped into our high time frame zone, the daily zone that we just marked out. So I want the charts to look very clean. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to delete that overall zone and let's work with current price action. So as we can see, a lot of bearish pressure began to enter and price took the Asian low, and we know this has a level of liquidity. Okay, so we mark this out as the Asian low. So price took the liquidity from the Asian low, and then price took the liquidity from the Asian high, and price actually shifted to the upside. Price shifted to the upside, and I was busy and I missed out on these buys. However, I was able to catch some beautiful sells. I then dropped in time frames. I dropped to the 15-minute. So I dropped to the 15-minute. I said, what is the 15-minute saying to me? Is there a story? So as you can see, if you guys are part of my community, you would know that these are the best entry models that I like. When liquidity is getting formed and when liquidity gets swept. So as we can see, we have a 3 move to the upside. 1, liquidity got taken. Okay. Again, liquidity got taken right here. Okay. And once again, liquidity also got taken from the Asian high. Price came up and pinched it. Look at the perfection, guys. Price came up and pinched this Asian high, took liquidity, and price absolutely dumped from there. Okay, price dumped from there. How was I now able to capitalize on this? Right, I dropped straight to the 6-minute time frame. I like to drop in time frames until I find something substantial. And the 6-minute is what offered me the information that I was looking for. Okay, let's delete this for now so it makes sense. So on the 6-minute, beautiful. This is another setup that I look for. A lot of people get trapped into early supply levels like this and they fall into it. They sell with their stop loss above and price goes ahead and hits their stop loss because they were ignorant of information that was presented to them higher. As you can see, this Asian high over here was swept, okay, in the form of such a simple wick. This wick took that out. So people were ignorant of the zone and early sellers were trapped over here. However, from the information that we understand, we know that, okay, usually the zones that are respected most are zones that have liquidity that was taken before it. So over here, we can see that this was a supply zone that a lot of people would be selling from. Price took that liquidity. So now I understood, okay, beautiful. This is what I love to see. Price took liquidity once, twice, 3 times. And it also took liquidity from a failed supply zone that people were selling early from. So I understood now, okay, let me delete this rectangle now and let me drop in time frames. Let me drop to the 3-minute now. Let's take a look at what the 3-minute is looking like. Can the 3-minute offer us any sort of information that can assist our confluences for this bias currently at the moment? Okay, let's take a look. Can it? Absolutely it can. Why? Why can it assist our confluences? Because we can now see after price took the Asian high, it took that liquidity, it printed an entire supply zone over here. And what did we go ahead and do? We saw this, okay? We saw this. We could have entered on the tap, but what did we want to go ahead and do? We wanted to go ahead and get confirmation, okay? We wanted to go ahead and get confirmation. We wanted to get that change of character. Without that change of character and all of our other confluences that go in line, I'm not going to mention all of them here, it's only for my community, but without all of the other confluences that we look for, we cannot enter this trade. So the one confluence I will mention for you guys on this free call here is over here. This level was breached, okay, and we call this a change of character. Once we got that change of character, we now understood, okay, this area here now will be a second area where supply will fail and people will be selling early from here, and people that try go for unrealistic risk to reward ratio trades will sell from here, put their stop losses above this high, and guess what happens again? Okay, guess what happens again? Price pinches their stop loss and stops them out. However, what do? What we do is we understand this is now an area. People will be enticed to enter this area. So I will mark this out as a level of liquidity. And until this gets taken out, because the change of character occurred, I would now look at this as a very unreliable zone to trade from. And I would see this and wait for price to take that out and for price to dump. And what does that align with? That aligns with 50% of the overall supply zone, okay? 50% of it. So we took the trade from 50% of the overall supply zone. So we took the trade from there. So once that happened, we set our short position tool right there. We got an absolute of a sniper entry, our stop loss above the highs, and we aimed for, let me check the TP level actually quickly. The exact TP level, 32929.38. 32929.38. So we caught a lovely 1 to 6.5 risk to reward ratio on this trade. Look at that, guys. Absolute perfection. Take a look at that. Sniper entry, sniper exit. Very, very, very minimal drawdown, guys. Look at that. We were tapped into the trade right there. We exited the trade right here. Take a look, guys. Look at the wick, please. This is what happens when you study and you backtest and you revise and you put in the chart hours day by day, day and night, every single day. Take a look at that exit, please. Where do you see this? Where do you see this, guys? Okay, so that was a sniper entry and sniper exit. I was only looking to sell to then buy it back up because that was the initial bias that I had. Higher time frame, we were bearish, and it was only bearish up until liquidity was taken, and then the bias can switch and be bullish again because of the daily zone that we had marked out earlier. So that was my sell to buy trade. Sniper entry, sniper exit, absolute accuracy. Guys, it's simple. Please do not overcomplicate trading. And for all of these warriors that are under certain mentorships that like to use confusing terms just to look smart, you don't need to do that, guys. Find a working method. Majority of methods work. It's just that you don't work. A lot of the times we are indulged in the idea of what pair moves the cleanest when it is us and our bad habits as traders that need cleaning. Okay? Look at yourself in the mirror, guys, and fix yourself, and that will automatically show on the charts. When you go ahead and you make it a priority to fix your bad habits, you will see great improvement in your trading. This was a very, very, very simple, clean setup, guys. All I focused on was liquidity getting taken, higher time frame. Okay, I missed out on a daily tap. Are there highs that need to be swept before we can get some bearish momentum and tap into further deeper levels before we can be bullish again? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. As a trader, you must be adaptive. I didn't say to myself, oh damn, I missed my daily POI. My point of interest is gone now. I'm going to be depressed and I'm not going to find a trade. No, I said to myself, okay, I understand liquidity. Liquidity always has to be generated in this market. Whenever I can see liquidity getting swept, like over here, once, twice, 3 times, give me that shift, tap back into my zone, I'm going to take the trade because it is valid. And I can see a lot of these areas of liquidity lying below. Okay, I can see all these areas of liquidity lying below. I've been your boy Yarimi. Follow us on the socials at Yarimi University and my personal page at NASSERALYARIMI. My Snapchat is also there for my daily life. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.